Hi, this is Dana, and on this channel I speak about spiritual warfare. In this video, God has guided me to speak about one aspect, namely, since I closed up a number of timelines today, God showed me that specifically, if, for example, I break bondage, yeah, and I close the timeline. I break bondage according to whatever God shows me for me, but also for others from my lineage. It happened to me many times that I closed timeline and I broke bondage created by my enemies, but also created on my enemies, so they will attack me. So my enemies, some of them were programmed by other people to attack me. And when I was faced with that information, I asked God for justice for that individual as well, for my entire lineage. I didn't ask for him specifically or her, but for my lineage, yeah? Which means I claimed justice for the individual who was attacking me. Now, the advantage of that, God asked me to show you this because God showed me that by doing this, I elevated a lot. First of all, because I did not carry spiritual fighting out of vengeance and hatred. And I claimed justice even for my enemies who are attacking me and who stole my money, my house, and so on. Yeah. So from the beginning, I won elevation just by doing that. Second of all, that individual was from my lineage. So I claimed justice from my lineage. So I broke the bondage which was done on him, which was waiting on all of us, was dragging all of us down. And by doing this, literally I elevated just automatically because that was shown that that was not our lineage's fault. Even if that individual should have known better and should have broke his own bondage, should have done redemption and so on and so forth. However, I'm not going to be willing to go down just because of a stupid individual from my lineage. So I claimed justice for that situation as well. Yeah. And I gained elevation for myself. And in many circumstances, which whatever bondage God has shown to me, I always claimed justice, just because it's normal, because it's a bondage done on an individual in order to attack me. Now, if I claim justice on that for that individual, for the situation, basically, literally what happens is that you put an end to a karmic cycle whereby that individual is programmed, basically is like a robot. It's enslaved to a demon, to Satan, to follow you. So you never get rid of them. They follow you everywhere, you know. So by doing that, you break that that bondage on him. Now, what God asked me to share with you, and he showed me now today as I close a number of timelines, is that that individual still must break his own karma, because he should have known better. He doesn't break free because he should have fought for himself. But because I claimed justice, the karmic cycle of him following me is broken. What does it mean? He doesn't have power to attack me anymore. You understand? So first, you gain elevation because you've done a good thing. Second, you break the connection, the string which that individual has on you by contract he signed with Satan and whatever, whoever, whatever. Yeah. So for you, it's beneficial in all ways. It doesn't mean that you gave a gift to that individual. It helps him. It's true, because that individual will not carry the weight of the entire bondage, but it helps you as well. However, that individual has to break his own karma and his own bondage, or at least he has to go through the karma and learn the lesson. Otherwise, he still will be enslaved, but he will not have power to continue to follow you. You understand? God asked me to show this because there are other people God showed me who actually don't claim justice when they are shown that an enemy of theirs is attacking them because he has been programmed or so on. And God showed me to share this with everyone so everyone will understand that you only benefit if you do this. I didn't know from the beginning, but I figured my simple logic was if he's from the lineage, then this weights all of us down. So I'm claiming justice, and most of the times, because I was not sure, because this is a test, so you're not told what to do, you're just shown the information, right? Most of the times when I was not sure, I would say that God would make his will in this circumstance, because I was not sure. So I was like, I don't want to give undeserved forgiveness because I don't want him to continue to follow me. But at the same time, I want him to leave me alone. I want this to be broken. If he doesn't fight, he doesn't break it, what do we do? So I would claim justice. And sometimes when I was not sure, I would always say, make for God and Jesus to make their will for my highest good in this situation, and in many circumstances when I didn't know, I would say this, and when you say this, God asked me to share this with everyone who's fighting, to understand that when you say this, then they will not make a decision which will perpetuate a karmic cycle in order to drag you down. Yeah, but you stand to win advantage and to be elevated because you broke basically a bondage which was not created on you. It was not your fault, but also you prove that you don't do this out of vengeance, out of hatred, regardless how much harm they have done on you. Of course, I claim punishment as well on them, but with divine justice, meaning that whatever they are guilty for, they should pay. But if they are not guilty, if that wasn't shown to them, then God knows best, and God should break whatever and punish whoever is guilty, right? So basically, the message that God asked me to share with you now is that whenever you're not sure in these circumstances, always claim justice. Judgment and punishment, because God knows best what was the circumstance, and I've been actually shown in my own experience that you only stand to gain if you say this. And if you're not sure and you don't want to make a mistake, just say make for God and Jesus to make their will for your highest good, and they will not betray you. They will make the right decision for you. But this way, you break more bondage than you would expect. And you gain to much more elevation than you would if you would just do your own spiritual fighting and you would just claim punishment on everyone who is against you. Of course, they will be punished. Karma will be delivered anyway because energy must be balanced, But the idea is that it has to be in divine justice. It shouldn't be just out of hatred, although of course it's unfair what they are doing and they are guilty, but sometimes they're not the only one guilty. There are many others behind them who programmed them in order to do this. So if you say the way I showed you, basically you extend the divine justice to all involved, okay, to those who programmed them as well, who many of them you might not know who they are. Yeah. Okay, so this is important. Also, this is the message, the main message that God asked me to share. But also, before I close up this video, God asked me to share one more information, the power of symbolism. And basically, God showed me one thing to share with you as I was doing it today. For example, if you have a specific, particularly for those who have neighbors in proximity who are doing projections in their house in order to attack them. For example, if you lock the door, not just close it, but lock the door, yeah, and you actually state, I lock this door so no harm can come my way, for example. You make a phrase, whatever fits your situation. Projections are not possible. It's the power of symbolism, because you locked the door. It's not just closed. Do you see? So even if they project from that whatever part of the house they would come, they cannot enter. They cannot come from that room into another room because it's closed. Quite the same if you put salt in front of the doors and so on, and you also ask that nobody can actually cross that threshold. So the power of symbolism is very important, and this might seem a little bit silly, but this is the world we live in, 3D, and this is why we're fighting, so we get back to God at home into 5D. So we have to work with the circumstances which they created, yeah? So the power of symbolism is very important, and this is one thing that God asked me to share with you. There are many others which don't come to mind right now, but as I was locking my door, God said, share this in the next video, because there are others who would benefit of this information, yeah? Okay, I'm gonna close this up now. Again, the main message is basically to claim justice, judgment, and punishment in each circumstance that it is shown to you. Because if it's shown to you, it means it's relevant to your situation, yeah? And if it is so, even if it's an enemy who has done wrong on you, when you claim justice, that situation is unlocked, you know? And again, you stand to gain elevation because you have done good to the world, because that individual is not just harming you, it's harming other people as well. So if power is taken away from that individual, is beneficial for many people, not just for you, yeah? And clearly you benefit of the fact that you break the string which is allowing that individual to feed on you and to continue to attack you, yeah? Okay, I'll see you in my next video.